What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Epcot. It might look like it's late, but it's actually really not.
It's only about 6 o'clock.
6, yeah. But it's getting dark early, you know? So we are back at Food and Wine, and tonight we're going to be trying some stuff that we haven't tried yet this year. Doesn't necessarily mean that we haven't had it the year prior, but you know, hungry, starving, haven't had any dinner yet.
And we have not been back to Food and Wine in a while.
It's been a really long time, actually.
We've been really busy.
Yeah.
Doing all kinds of other things. Christmas stuff is starting to pop up all around the place.
Which is really weird. I feel like I feel like it doesn't usually pop up until after Food and Wine's over.
No. Except here at Epcot. Epcot's
That's
the only place.
That's what I mean. Like there's snowflakes over there.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that. I just meant Christmas in Walt Disney World.
Gotta specify.
We've been doing Christmas in Walt Disney World.
Gotta specify.
Just not here at Epcot.
All right, I'm hungry. Let's go eat.
Yes.
So the first stop is Australia. I have walked by this stand multiple times and have seen the roasted lamb chop. This is served with sweet potato puree, bushberry pea salad, and pistachio pomegranate remoulade. It looks really good. Smells fantastic. It is served more on the slightly rare side of things. Oh man, that smells fantastic. I don't even know how to get into this. This might be my new favorite dish here at Food and Wine Festival. Oh, I just don't even know how to describe it. Like I don't know if it's this pistachio, pomegranate, remoulade that's like over the top of it, what it is, but it is cooked perfectly, super tender. The fat on the edge here is rendered beautifully, melts in your mouth, and the meat itself is just tender overall. Like this is really an awesome dish. All right, so the next dish that I'm trying here tonight is the grilled sweet and spicy bushberry shrimp. I do believe they had this last year, and I do believe I tried this last year. This year it is served with pineapple, pepper, onion, and snap peas, and it is a gluten-free option, just in case you're wondering, as noted by the book. Traditionally, I feel like snap peas tend to be pretty sweet. These are not. Overall, it's pretty good. There's not a lot of like sweet and spicy balance on the shrimp themselves that I'm getting. I'm actually eating most of that maybe in the sauce that's mixed in with the peas and the pepper and the onion and the pineapple. Overall, it's all right.
How's the shrimp cooked?
The shrimp is tender. It is cooked nicely, but overall, I'll tell you what, that roasted lamb chop, that is a tough one to beat.
We have made it to Canada, and I got both food items from here. I've kind of been avoiding Canada this year because I always get their food items, but I figured this might be the last time I get to come here this year, so I had to get them. So I have the Canadian cheddar and bacon soup, which is served with a pretzel roll, and I also have Le Cellier wild mushroom beef filet mignon with truffle butter sauce. I cannot wait to dig in. Just as good as I remembered. Nice and creamy and cheesy, and if you've never had this soup, you can actually get it in Le Cellier, like a full portion of it. Josh has actually made it at home before, and this soup is actually kind of peppery, and you do get a nice like beer flavor in there as well, but one of my favorite soups of all time, and what makes it even better is the pretzel roll. It's actually like really hot. Not only do they serve it with a pretzel roll out here, they serve pretzel bread in the restaurant as well. So when it's not Food and Wine time and you can't get the cheddar cheese soup out here, you can always go to Le Cellier, which we have done that in the past. I'm finally diving into the filet. I have to say, every time I've had this out here, Josh and I say this sometimes, like, festival food can sometimes be a little overcooked just because they're making it for so many people. They have never gone wrong with the filet. It's always perfect. We cut it in the middle here. Yep. And You don't get to choose how your steak is cooked to order out here. So it's kind of like a medium to medium rare temperature, which is honestly perfect for me. And it's super tender. And that truffle butter sauce and the mushrooms that come with it make it all the more better. Seasoned perfectly, nice and tender. Cuts very easily with this plastic fork. And it's super cold tonight, so this is like a perfect meal for me to start out because it's nice and warm and makes you feel cozy. I'm doing something I'm not supposed to. I'm getting something I've already had.
Been here, done this at Ireland already, but I decided to get the dip again because it was really good.
So we were walking through the UK pavilion, and just as we were about to come up here to this bridge into France, there was a Tinkerbell little photo spot, and it was like Tinkerbell was in the little like lantern. It was so cute. I had to stop and get a picture. Josh was like, oh, come on. I'm like, nope, can't pass this one up. So definitely check that out if you are walking through the UK at night. Came in here to the little France area because they're starting to put up Christmas decorations, so I wanted to take some pictures of the little ornaments they have here in France, and we noticed they took down some of the trees that were in here, so kind of opened it up a little bit more. Very interesting. Things are always changing.
So we are here in the American Adventure Pavilion getting food from Hops and Barley, but just so you know, if it is a little loud, it's because the acapello is playing in the background. They do a lot of Disney songs, so pretty cool to be able to hear that in the background. But I have got the lobster roll, which you might be surprised because I'm not a huge lobster fan, but this roll has got a ton of lobster in it, which is really nice. It's about $8. I think it's a pretty good deal without even trying it to begin with. It is served with a herb mayo on a somewhat toasted bun. One thing about tonight, real quick, if you haven't figured out, it's cold. It's in like the low 60s, so the food is getting cold very quickly. So I'm like, have to hurry up and eat. Yeah, so it's actually really good. I am not a lobster fan, but this is fantastic. The bun, first and foremost, is cooked perfectly. It's toasted perfectly. Got a nice crunch on the outside, nice and soft on the inside. Lobster, nice and buttery. Has that nice buttery flavor to it. It's tender, it's not overdone. It's great. And then you get that little bit of that herb mayo on top, spread across. Makes it pop. It's great. The second thing that I got from here is the New Brunswick slider. This is the slow braised beef brisket pot roast style with horseradish cream, crispy fried onions on a potato roll with pickled vegetables on the side. I've got to say, you guys know I'm always being honest with you, this is probably the second saddest looking dish that I've seen here at Food and Wine, behind only that of the Swiss cheese over in the Alps. Yeah, Taylor got me. It's a super small portion. I'm not really feeling it. I feel like last year might have been a little bit bigger, but for it being small in stature, the overall dish is actually very good. The beef is cooked perfectly, nice and tender. It's got a slight pink center, which I really prefer. However, you have to watch out with that horseradish and the pickled vegetables. There is quite a bit of a heat and a kick in there. So if you don't really like that, this might not be for you. I actually don't mind it. I think it's pretty good. I think it makes the dish stick out. Really helps to add a little bit more flavor to the beef because there's not a lot in there for the beef. I don't know, maybe they undersalted it, maybe they didn't, I don't know. But overall it's good. Crispy onion, straws, basically. You've got your pickled vegetables with the horseradish. I like it. Bun's nice. So as we make our way around and try things that we haven't tried this year, I decided to stop in Spain and try the Spanish-style paella with bota fede and roasted chicken. Now, I have to say that I was actually expecting jaleo paella, which I was disappointed. Doesn't mean that this dish isn't good, or maybe it does. I do get a nice, like, little bit of a citrusy flavor in there. I think the rice might be a little bit overdone. Try some of this chicken here, which looks to be chicken sausage. I don't think I would come back and get it again next year though. It's $5.50. gonna save my $5.50 for baklava in Morocco. Every time.
Finally got my food from Mexico. Since Food and Wine Festival started, I've wanted to come get the taco and the tostada from Mexico, and finally today I said we're getting it. So here I have the taco de puerco, which is shredded pork belly on a corn tortilla with salsa verde. And I also have the tostada de carne, which is braised beef on a corn tostada with mole and chicharrone dust. Oh, and chicharrone dust. Oh, chicharrone is like, what are those? Pork rinds? Pork rinds. I am so excited. This is a really good tostada. The whole mole thing did not process with me. If you don't know, mole is almost like a chocolate sauce, like barbecue sauce, kind of. And that's actually what it tastes like. It tastes like a sweet barbecue sauce. You get a tiny, tiny bit of that like chocolate cocoa flavor in there. And you get a really nice texture from the tostada. It's nice and crunchy. And then the chicharrones on top. I actually really like this. The beef is nice and tender. It's shredded. Very good. I can't wait to finish it. That shredded pork is so tender. And it is seasoned and seared just like so perfectly. And it's honestly a very simple taco. It's literally just the pork on a corn tortilla with salsa verde. And that's honestly all it needs. I thought, wow, I can't believe they're not putting more on this taco. They don't even need to. The flavor is so good from that pork and that salsa verde. And the corn tortilla just makes it. If it were flour, it would not be the same. This is where it's at. I actually like this better than the tostada, and I'm really surprised.
Alrighty, everybody, that is gonna do it for us here tonight at Epcot. And Food and Wine.
On this cold, cold night.
It is chilly.
And this might be a little bit weird, but I kind of like the cold sometimes. I normally don't. But tonight I did, because I'm used to coming to Epcot and sweating to death during Food and Wine. And like, yeah, you're gonna think I'm really weird, but you're totally gonna understand if you're a lady. Taking your pants up and down in the bathroom, they didn't stick to my legs. I'm just gonna be like, what is wrong with you?
Wow, TMI much,
like,
huh? Yikes.
It was like, oh my gosh, I feel like a normal human being right now.
It was nice though. It was a nice change of pace. Being a little bit cooler wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
So it was good. Food is good tonight. A little disappointing. It might be our last time. I don't know that we're going to be able to make it back next week beforehand.
Yeah.
So next week, which is next Friday, is going to be the official start.
Festival of the Holidays.
Totally screwing up my Thanksgiving traditions here.
I had to stop and get some merch for some stuff later this week that I'm excited about. But I also liked the cold weather because our water bottles stayed cold as we walked around World Showcase. I was like, oh man, I'm not drinking lukewarm water.
That was nice, other than it being cold, and I kind of for once wanted something warm.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good. It was good. So, yeah, I don't know what to say.
I'm stuffed.
Me too.
I think we were fulfilled with Food and Wine this year.
I think so.
We got the monorail shot, I think.
I think so.
So let us know what your favorite thing was this year at Epcot International Food and Wine.